fan. But it's Rainbow and Glorious.
Oh, for some reason it's rerouting everybody to different spots on the screen. Weird.
Oh
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
no! Who is the sexy gay motherfucker today?
That'd be Jeremy who's in charge.
Who is the DM today?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, hold on. Now that I actually
Okay.
tightened it, it
That
does
should
stay.
work.
You just can't see any of the like rainbow-ness.
Helga's hat.
We'll pretend there's a mohawk.
Hold his hand.
I took a picture. I'm sending it now. I took some pictures of the bald cap with the mohawk attached to it, and I put the hat on. I'm like, okay, I can see it. It's at work. I put it in C3.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Nice.
It looks like a little shark fin.
Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Anyways.
Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back to
Hello.
the Nerdy
Technical
Playbook. People are a
difficulties.
little bit out of order. We will fix that right now.
Yeah, Sarah is Helga, and I am Murph.
Murph.
Rah!
Yeah, so we're gonna switch this around, and apparently, where the hell is Murph in here? I don't even see him.
He ran away.
Gone. I learned
Murph has disappeared.
invisibility. Ha ha!
Murph has disappeared. Now Helga. Now Sarah is too. You are both Renora and Helga.
Haha.
Wow, besties forever.
Yeah, the ultimate bestie.
The ultimate bestie. Oh yes.
Okay. Oh god.
All right, hang on. We're fixing this. Oh God, everything is broken.
Sorry,
Oh
here's my
no!
curse of technology.
Gave us the curse of technology.
While we're doing this, if someone wants to hit that hot charity speech, I would
Whoop, whoop.
totally be grateful for that. Murph,
All right,
you wanna
guys.
do it.
Guys, this month, as always, we have a great charity, but this month it's going to be the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project works with returning veterans so they can be successful in their civilian lives as they were in the military in all sorts of different ways, whether it be physical, mental, family, things along those lines. So please, anything you can is always appreciated. We appreciate your time. Of course, you're following us, but we do really appreciate anything you can give to the charity.
Perfect.
Woo!
Skull.
All right.
Cheers.
Hit him with the
Empire.
dab.
Cheers.
Slanja. All the good stuff.
And I just fixed it. All right, cool. So right now,
Alright.
we do have a didn't update token. So even though we're not playing as a few of the characters on here, I'll have that set next time. A little busy, but couple pieces of news. One is we just had episode 2 of our Star Wars campaign yesterday, which went off pretty great. I like to think so. If you missed out on our Star Wars campaign, or you actually didn't know we were doing one, we're doing that every other Wednesday, or every 2 Wednesdays. And we had episode 2 yesterday, which is pretty cool. They just got in Nar Shaddaa, and we'll be doing another one in 2 Wednesdays from now. And then tomorrow I'll be doing 2 episodes of our new podcast, World of Averant. So if you want to know some more details about the beginning of the campaign and kind of some confusing aspects, I'll be doing 2 more 30-minute episodes tomorrow, specifically about one of our characters in Campaign 1, Serafina. So if you were curious about her beginnings, I will be doing that tomorrow. That being said, let's get into it.
do have like
Live,
cosplay
live,
claws.
live,
All right.
live,
So,
live, live.
We're live. We're live.
with the escape from the clutches of somewhat evolved Cacopial, her darker form, but unfortunately leaving Silic behind, not against your better judgment, as much as you tried, you're pulled through his portal and landed back pretty close to Fort Phoenix. Mostly deserted or killed at this point, with a few soldiers still around to do their jobs. You reconvened, carrying along much damaged Norin and a kind of in a coma V. While being tended to inside of Seraphina's tent, the rest of you decided to go check up on the rest of the group that was left behind to find out that Fiona is alive, still very tired, exhausted, hasn't moved in a couple days, and is a little bit sore. Xander, much needing some sleep, pretty much cannot be woken up for the better case of anything. But also, with now finding out how the power of Silic's sword works, somehow the sword just randomly summons into Serena's hands. Immediately she knows what this means, and she starts really losing it, rightly so, that she understands that her father has passed. It was brought up to her attention that you all were able to find his sister, Dahlia, but she requested to leave. They didn't want to be part of the journey, and she wanted to return home. As soon as she found out about this, Serena was not happy, finding that maybe if Dahlia stuck by her brother's side, things could have turned out better, and immediately took it terribly. You eventually found out that she has some kind of pendant with her that allows her to communicate to a god named Anima that exists before the time that you guys know of history, outside of the control of Bahamut, but stuck in his own specific, not really understanding maybe realm, plane of existence, time, and he can only come back and forth through a communication of anybody who holds what you assume is a piece of him, much like the pen that she has. She requests of him to bring Silk back. He immediately says no, and requests the blade as it was supposed to be part of their deal. She wanted him to help her find Silic, and in payment she would have convinced her father to relinquish the bond of the Elisharan tribe to allow the blade to go over to the hands of Anima. She refuses this. Anima not being pleased, he decides to depart. And leaving only questions. Helga, you were able to communicate with Zula, having at least some good connection with her. As now, however this is working, you are now in a realm of Zula's that you have not seen before. Something more earthly, but more angelic in the process. You're in this large temple that has many statues of soldiers. And Zula explains to you what Anima is, what the threat could be, but still that she doesn't know everything. So you see this statue in a portal of someone resembling a darker tiefling elf. And that's where we left off.
Yup.
So, Helga.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
So
I'm here.
To the party, pal.
So as you were watching this, you saw the name that this person is called Gaju. Walking up, as you say the name, they kind of like look around as if they're unsure of who's actually saying it. They look around and you can tell that whatever's happening, they have no way to communicate to you and they don't even see you. They move in closer to the portal as you can now see that whatever you're doing, you're seeing something in the past. Since they're not connected to anyone at that time, it seems like they have no way to know that you are actually talking to them or how you're talking to them. But you can see that they are trying to do something with the way that you are communicating. They don't understand how it's working, but they can see this rubble of stone structure there. As they start to connect to it, you get thrown through these visions as they get thrown through these visions. They see people you've never seen before, thrown into 3 different scenarios. And it looks like whatever time that they're on, the decision that happens in the next day, month, year affects their whole course of fate. And you can see that in one of them, near the end of it, somehow during some kind of major calamity that will eventually happen in your future, there are allies that will help you. But in another one, they are enemies that will bar your path. And it looks like it's up to this one person to decide what fate they will move forward on, and only to this one person.
This one person being
Got
who
you.
we know as Gaju. Yeah.
Yep.
Players know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Helga
yeah.
does
In
not.
air quotes.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I
no.
just know
Helga,
I know
Helga
the
knows the
statue.
person's. Yeah, Helga knows the name is the name of the person because the name is plaqued onto the statue itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing that these statues around
But I
here are
don't
people
actually
that.
know anything beyond that.
No,
Like,
I mean, you know that these statues around too are statues of people that have inadvertently fucked with fate.
yep.
And due to it, they are stuck in kind of a paradox of will they, won't they?
Yep.
As Zula mentions to you, whether they move forward or not, there is nothing you can do. Their fate is their own, and they must choose on their own. But unfortunately, they have seen events in the future and events that you have had transpired. They cannot affect those because they have been in them. No one can change a fate that they have already seen. But there is much to this world that even I do not understand.
You and me both.
There are many things that I, being a new god, are not privy to. Even when your friend Serafina was a Lasna, she was still limited to knowledge, even though she was the strongest of us all. The beginning of our kind, when everything was reset, we were disconnected from Bahamut. He left very little to us. Kept quiet about many things. the Even the aspect of the blades we know very little about. And I'll be honest, it scares the living crap out of me to know that there are these 9 legendary weapons that roam across the 9 realms that have abilities that we are not privy to is a scary thing. The fact that he won't tell us, the fact that even he doesn't control who gets to wield them, and that the fact is the one thing we know about them is if someone's able to get all of them, what will happen? All I know is that Bahamut himself wouldn't do anything without a failsafe. And it'd be nice to know even what that failsafe was. Go ahead.
Well, I know you said there's 9 scattered throughout there, but we actually, or someone, one of our party members actually has one. So
Well,
now
that's
there's only
something.
8. So I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but
It puts some comfort, but I do not know your friends. I only know you, and I
that's
only know
fair.
Xander. I do not know where your friends' alliances are except with you. I assume that if you're with your friends, they're trustworthy to you. But doesn't mean that I trust them, and doesn't mean that they trust me. I can
That is
trust
very
that you
valid.
believe that as long as that weapon is in their hands, that is in good, safe condition. So, I will take that as a sign
Grain of
of a
salt.
relief and
Yes.
know that at least one of the blades, or at least held in
I'm just
proper
saying,
hands.
like, at least if he needs, if someone collects all 9 and then something bad happens, at least that's less likely to happen since there's only 8, right?
Well, we know where some of
It's got
them
to be
are.
something. Like,
We at least know where 2 of them are. I mean, you have a third, which is
hmm
good. But the other 6, I don't know.
I
So,
mean, we'll keep on the lookout. Like, they're kind. I don't
well,
really know like what to look for. It's not like it's probably going to be hidden as something mundane because no one's going to advertise a great god weapon just kind of hanging on a shelf. So
I'll be honest, it depends on the person. Depending on the person, depends on how much they want to gloat about it. But you're right, if they're smart, they'll keep it concealed or
yeah, if
just
they're
don't
going to
tell
gloat
anybody
about it,
what
their
they
ass going
got.
to get robbed. Like,
But the power of blade itself, we know, is no one can just steal it from somebody. It must
hmm
be taken, it must be earned. If you just decide
right.
to just take it from somebody's hands, the power of the blade extinguishes itself and it becomes just a standard old weapon. You
That's
kill
good to
somebody
know.
with the blade, doesn't mean you get to retrieve it. The blade
Right.
chooses who it goes to. But there are ways that blades have been able to stay in people's hands. Ways that they've been able to make sure that even within death, they go to someone they can trust to make sure that no one else has the power of that blade. People have been able to manipulate the course of that blade's movement even after death. So there are a few families we assume that have a way to manipulate the blade to make sure no one else gets it.
hmm Was there anything else you can tell me about any of these other soldiers, or is Gaju the important one because he's the one who can decide or snowball everything? But is
I
there anything
assume
important
the
about?
only reason why you're seeing Gaji right now is because Gaji is being connected to Anima. Whatever Gaji is doing at this moment, if he doesn't choose soon on his course, Anima can manipulate the course in place of him.
hmm
You have a connection to Anima at this moment, whether or not you chose it. Your group is connected to Anima, at least for a temporary amount of time, being in his presence. And Anima, again, we know very little about, but we know he is before us. He's even before the Elder Gods. He is something else entirely. Something that we know is called an Eidolon. We know very little about them, but we know he's one of them.
DM to player, how do you spell that?
An Eidolon is spelled as Eidolon. Eidolon.
Okay. And enema is considered one of these
Yes. To be more specific, anima
species.
is considered the eidolon of death.
Oh,
Wonderful.
charming. Absolutely charming.
We know very
Betty's,
little
Spend
about
tits and wine.
Betty's great at parties, let me tell you. Betty's
we
a
know
hit.
we know very little about the
What's this party
eidolons and how
trick?
many there are, but we do know that they are somehow connected to Bahamut before our time. We don't know how. We don't know why. We don't know why anima is the only eidolon that we've been able to see. Maybe he's the last of his kind, maybe not. But the fact is, we know very little. Bahamut won't say anything at all, and that puts us a little bit uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he decided to name arbiters and heralds, we haven't heard from him. And to be honest, it's nice to not be looked over consistently. But when you got questions, you kind of want answers.
I know that more than you may believe. Do you think Bahamut's being manipulated somehow by one of these other Adolans? Or,
I doubt it.
like,
Even if these things have some kind of power, I highly doubt that they have the strength to necessarily beat Bahamut in any kind of sort of combat, magical or otherwise. But there might be something that we don't know that maybe Bahamut knows about them that might be more of a metaphysical threat.
Okay. And,
Again, we're very limited to knowledge as much as you are, but we can't take speculation into account.
hey, I appreciate any help you're willing to give me. I walked into this with more information than I started with.
We're not expecting you to
Do
do anything with this, but the fact is you crossed Anima's path. We're just trying to keep you informed.
I appreciate that. This fancy ring that I got from completing the puzzle, what exactly does it allow me to talk to you direct? Like, what does it do? Because I put it on and now I'm here. So I don't know if there's any.
Works just as such. With it, you get to see into the world of the gods without the lens of a mortal. Whenever you want to contact me, you
Oh,
get to enter into my full realm
oh,
without defenses up.
oh, thank you, thank you.
No, thank
If
you.
I hadn't said it, thank you. Like,
You completing the puzzle is not just a talent or skill. It required a specific kind of trait that not many have. You completed it, and therefore you were worthy to at least walk through these hollowed halls. I know it's nothing glamorous.
are you
very
kidding
few
me?
walk
It's
through.
fantastic. Now the heights I'm still getting used to, but I'll work on it.
Be careful with that ring, though. It's not just tied to me, it's tied to any god. New god, not the elders. If for
Got
some
it.
reason a friend of yours pulls you into a communication with their god, they might not necessarily like that you can peer through their defenses of sorts. So just know that it's there and know who
Yes.
to use it on and who not.
Would it be okay if I brought Xander here when he wakes up?
You can try. I might not be here. I've
I
already
mean,
spent too much time in
trying's
this
all we can
spot.
do, right?
You can certainly try, but I can only stay here for so long. With Anima's presence being around, it's best that most of us stay clear of him. So,
Yeah, I don't need him trying to. If I'm connected to him, I don't need him somehow getting into your realm or your way or doing something terrible to you. So, or to any of the other gods. I mean, still, had the rocky start, but you guys are all right. At least some of you.
give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy, was not
Oh.
expecting that, but okay.
Be persuasive.
Be
Ha
persuasive?
ha ha ha! You're so
It's so
funny.
persuasive.
You're so funny.
You can do
4.
4.
My
You
charisma
can't
is
do it.
shit.
If we find any more information, we'll let you know. Other than that,
it.
that
What?
will be it for the day.
Bless you.
I'm sorry, it just made me think of like a customer service line. Like they were just like, no, we're like having a serious conversation with the guy, but since you rolled so low, they were just like, if we have anything else, we'll get back to you. Like,
Yep.
the godly hang up caught me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The
Thank
godly
you.
Midwestern goodbye of like,
Goodbye.
okay, you can leave now.
Like when you're the automated voice messaging and it goes, and you're like, thank you, goodbye. And then it
You did
clicks
that
you
too.
off.
That's it clicked in my head and I just had a moment. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just like, I thought someone sneezed, and so I was just playing it off as like some random
God bless you.
cloud spirit. Just
Gesundheit.
As she just mentions to you, that is all we'll be doing today. I must depart. But we will speak soon. As she starts moving her hands back and forth as she usually does to kind of wave the clouds away, and so it's almost just making your vision pull away from her realm until you start get pulled back into where you were before you contacted her. For the rest of the group, what would you like to be doing?
Being exhausted, so sleeping.
Sleeping.
so sleeping.
What up?
We're still in the tavern, aren't we? Most of us.
I'd say at this point, you see that Serena is getting pretty upset, and she goes to a meditative pose. Looks like she's frustrated, and then she walks out of the tavern and out into the main garden area of Fort Phoenix.
I just like look at everyone around. Should we go after her?
Mercilessly look at the group. I have business elsewhere, at least for a moment.
Okay.
I got business elsewhere.
Trust me, it's nothing bad. Trust me. When have I ever gotten myself in any trouble?
Well,
You just hear Helga
there,
laughing in the distance.
there was a blizzard, and there was, us chasing things, and being chased by things.
When we came back, did we die?
No.
There you go.
Okay.
He's
That's right.
we player to DM. Do we know where V's body was taken once we kind of came out of the portal?
She's in Seraphina's tent along with Norin.
Right.
But we would know that, right? Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know that. Yep.
Okay.
You don't know if she's been moved since then, but you know that's where she was taken to basically be
Last
recovered
known
by the clerics.
location.
Yep.
I'd like to take a walk to the tent, if I could.
All right.
Now
Babe?
I gotta put my Seraphina hat back on.
Okay.
Sorry to make you dual wield.
While you go walk
No,
out
you're
there,
not.
anybody else who's technically awake, is there anything you want to do?
Must be nice.
No.
Nope.
Nothing special that
Okay.
Nora wants to just drink.
Just drink it. Just get my drink on, yo.
Get a drink on.
Mixus is just going to go around hugging her peoples.
You get a hug. You get a hug. You get a hug.
Even if they don't want a hug, they're gonna just force
Check
it.
underneath your chair. What's this?
Yours.
A hug!
It's a
Martha
hug.
would have hugged. Martha would have hugged Mixus on the way out, and before he would have like picked her up and held her.
Don't.
It's good to be back.
Yay!
Murph, as
It's
you
better
start
done.
walking outside, you can just see on your way over to the tent, you can see and hear, as you can see some soldiers kind of like looking at Serena awkwardly, as she is just weirdly talking to her sword, as she's just like, "Wake up! Speak to me!" As she starts like swinging around. "I have been patient. Speak!" As she starts just yelling, and you can see her, she just all of a sudden just screams at it as she transforms into her demon self and starts like swinging around all haphazardly. "Wake up! Speak, damn it!" As she just starts swinging around, as she just immediately falls, as nothing's happening. You don't even know if anything's supposed to happen, as she just reverts back into regular form and just starts bawling. As she just falls to the ground.
She needs a hug.
He's not gonna say a word, but he's gonna walk, make a wide circle around her till he kind of ends up maybe a little bit out, a little bit away from her, and then kneel down so he's at eye level. Guard, look at me.
As she moves her head up, you can see that like her skin is like dried from tears coming down.
I was there. I was there with your father at the end, if it was true he's then. And I'll tell you this, he didn't lay here on his knees. He rose like a warrior, and he fought. And that's what you need to do now. And we're here to help if we can. He was a blade brother, if anything else. Talk to me.
She immediately like gives you like a big hug, as like the only person who's like actually consoled her this whole time.
He like holds his arms out and then
She
envelops her.
pulls herself back. There's not much I can do for fighting. This blade is the only thing I got left of him, and it won't fucking listen. And it's supposed to listen to me, and it won't listen. She won't speak.
He puts his hand on hers. Calm, child. Calm. Who is she?
She looks at you confused. Do you not? She looks at she points at the blade. The sword.
I know nothing. I know nothing, child.
The-
I knew your father for a short time.
Long story short, there's another soul that resides in the blade, and it helped my father fight, and it's supposed to help me out when I receive the blade, normally under circumstances of when it gets passed down to me, and for some reason she's not talking. She's supposed to communicate to me, and she's not talking.
What are you asking her for? Or what do you want to ask her for?
For her help. I need to fight. I can't. Without her help, the sword is nothing but a blunt blade. I need her help to at least. There's nothing special about the sword without her allowing me to wield it. The sword itself is. Anybody can steal the sword all they want, but then the sword's useless. But only if she allows you to wield it do you actually get to use the power. I'm supposed to be able to wield it, and she's not talking. And all I want is her help so I can go get what needs to be done. I can't do it without her help.
Are you willing to try something with me? You don't know me.
What is it?
I have a god, and he's helped me many a time before, and I don't know if the gifts he's given me can be a conduit to the spirit you're looking for, but that's all I can offer you.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not very. No offense to you and what your god, I'm not very trustworthy of them. I've lived most of my life in fear of them, to be honest with them. They've been fucking with me before I was born. And I'll be honest, it's... You know what? No. They... All gods just can go to hell. As she immediately walks off, she takes the sword and she starts walking off.
God, before you go,
She stops. What?
whether you end up speaking to the spirit in that blade, your vengeance can be a weapon, but do not let it be turned upon the wielder.
She doesn't even say
And you'll
anything.
have
She just keeps walking off. I'll just start token out so you guys can see where she is at this point. Where is it? But yeah, she walks off and she just keeps she goes into like a meditative pose pretty close to the forest line near the front of Fort Phoenix, and she goes from she keeps switching between her tendencies. When she was in the tavern, she went into a meditative pose, and then she ran out here and she started screaming at it, and now she's going back into meditative pose, but you can tell that she just can't stay still.
Helga's sitting near the bridge. Can she see her from where she's sitting or no?
Only because you would have heard her stomping, and it would grab your
Mhm.
attention. So yeah, you can see her, but you wouldn't have actually known she was there without actually looking. But you do see her, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand up from the bridge and just move to where I can keep an eye on her, but I can see that she's going through it right now, so she doesn't want to get too close in case that blade goes through her. So Helga's just gonna keep an eye out on her for now,
Okay.
just to see what happens.
Gotcha.
Can I keep going to the tent?
Yep. So you make your way to a tent. Currently, no one's guarding it as far as everybody's kind of inside. There's a total of 3 clerics inside, along with Serafina. You do see kind of like a makeshift kind of hospital bed set up, one for both Norin and one separately for V. And there's a couple soldiers there that aren't necessarily defending. They know who you are. They don't bother pulling out their pikes or anything like that as you enter. They're just making sure in case worst case scenario somebody comes back, they can at least protect Serafina first and the fort second. No one, other than them, no one notices that you even entered the tent. Right now, it looks like all wounds are healed on both of them, but they're currently both currently Norin's unconscious, and it looks like they're trying to force feed arcane magic into him. It looks like based off of what's going on is they're trying to make sure that his magic regenerates before he wakes up, otherwise he's without magic. And it looks like V is just kind of stuck into kind of a comatose state that they're trying to break out of without killing her in the process.
Can I identify if the clerics are associated with any particular deities?
Sure.
Based on their
You can give me a religion
background
check.
You're so good at those.
Just like I'm charismatic.
Hey, 12 double digits. So
Hey.
So they have 2 emblems on them. One is the old emblem of Vlasna, which at this point doesn't really mean much other than symbolism. The only other symbol that they have is Uttara, which is the goddess of healing and medicine, as they are healing clerics. Well, one of the clerics themselves, they both look like healing clerics, but one of them themselves actually just looks like a cleric that's just like a mage. Doesn't have any armor, doesn't have any weapons. They mostly have pouches. You might have mistaken them for a wizard, but they are a cleric. The other one themselves is actually wearing plate armor, and they actually look like they're meant to actually fight in battle and be more of kind of more like a battle mage in process, heal on the fly during a mass war.
and I see Serafina when I enter her. I can see her, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pretty much she's next to her chair, but she's not sitting in it at this point. She's just kind of
Who is he?
switching back and forth and kind of pacing and kind of checking, and she's she keeps going to him. How about now? Same thing as I told you 2 minutes ago.
Work
We're taking our time.
faster.
We can only work as fast as we can. We are moving as quickly as we can. We understand your stress, but just This is no good for you. You need to rest too. You are very, very hurt. Your magic can only get you so far, even with your vestments. Just, we'll let you know. Go sleep. Promise, we'll take care of them.
Not possible.
He's
This is
gonna cough loudly.
Murph, what do you need?
Milady, I just thought I'd check in with everyone that was out when we came back. How's Norin and V?
Well, no change. They're trying to fix. They're adding magic back into Norin. His wounds are healing. He just needs to be taken care of before he wakes up. And V is in a comatose state. We're not sure why. I'm guessing it has to do with something with the way that we removed them from the other deity. So, they're trying to figure it out. And they're not doing it fast enough.
You can just see them roll their eyes as they're looking more in Murph's direction. So Murph, you can just be like, oh god, as they keep like focusing on their magic to try to keep going, but they're trying not to piss her off in the process.
Okay.
He's gonna like
Heads will roll.
he's gonna like interpose his face between her and them. Like, how are you doing, princess?
Still never got used to that word. I'm fine. I just want this done. And I haven't heard any updates, and I look at the guards around from the other soldiers that are supposed to be getting back here. And I look at the ones that are like standing there like, and I'm guessing they're gonna start quaking a little bit like, but because we're calling back all of the troops, all the soldiers.
And this is still the
He's
same
gonna
day
go
that
up.
you made that call, so it's gonna be a while before they actually contact back.
I know, but she's impatient.
Sure.
He's gonna like side eye where V's body is and look back to Serafina. With your permission, would you mind if I take a look at V?
I'll be my guest. If you can do something more than these guys can do, go for it.
As like the one that's taking care of you is just like, good fucking luck. Yeah.
What was that?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
You better have not said anything.
I'm focused
I
on
can
working.
find another mage.
He's gonna walk up to where V's body's laying, look down, and he's gonna see that I would imagine the necklace that he had used and gave before they carried her away still kind of on her chest.
Mm-hmm.
Storm. Hi. What's a blizzard but a snowstorm? Okay, here goes nothing. And he's gonna ignite his ethereal arm and lay it on the necklace in V's chest and call out to Calabac.
Okay. Roll me a religion check, please.
Channel
What are
your
them-
inner woo woo.
What are the mages doing at this time when he's doing that?
The one that's specifically the one that was attending the V, because each of them are only attending one at a time. So the one that's attending V
Yeah.
is the one that's more battle armor. And he's just like, it looks like under normal circumstances he'd be like, I'm not going to let a brute just come over and take my job from me, but since you were allowing it, he just kind of like, all right, well, I'll step away. And he's just walks back like 5 feet.
That would be a 14.
14. As you focus and you try to contact Calabac, you focus your energy. Now, are you contacting Calabac or are you contacting the wolf?
The wolf.
The wolf.
Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. Thank you. Had a brain fart there for a moment.
It's alright. We got a few
I got
wolves in
you.
here, so it's easy to lose track of which one's which.
You know what?
I almost said Nova, but I'm like, nope, that's
Nope,
not the right
that's-
wolf.
Yep.
That's V's.
That's the other-
We got
This is my
Fulcrum, we got
other
Nova,
wolf.
we got Boulder, we
That's
got.
your other wolf.
There's my other wolf.
Wolf of another mother.
As to, like, the mages, the soldiers, Serafina, the rest of you start seeing this very, very low, like 2 inch off the ground, light freezing fog entering in. Nothing major. To the rest of them, they're feeling. You can even see with the battle mage, you can kind of see that the cold is kind of making him shiver in his armor, so you can kind of hear a little bit of rattling, but he's staying still. You yourself is unaffected because your heat overwhelms the actual coldness itself. It doesn't affect you.
I don't, the cold doesn't bother me.
Just let it
As-
go.
All of you see, including Murph, you see that nothing is there yet, but you see that the fog itself started in the tent, and now the fog itself is starting to push its way out through the front door of the tent, and just keeps doing it. It keeps pushing itself like a fog machine aiming towards the entrance.
He's gonna scoop V's body up and turn and start walking towards the front.
The battle player's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't move her."
He's gonna look at him. And who's gonna fucking stop me?
Princess,
You little man!
We can't let him do this. Like,
Just
He's gonna look at Serafina. Trust me.
yes, he can. If you're so worried about it, you can walk outside with him.
all right, fine. As he kind of stays like 15 feet behind you as you walk outside. As you start walking out, you start to see that like a trail starts to lead itself towards about the center of the pathway, the most open spot of Fort Phoenix. And you just see that it eventually goes into one path, and it starts kind of like the fog itself starts spinning in a circle until you get to its spot, where it just starts kind of just creating a cloud of mist in one singular portion of like a 10 by 10 foot square.
Serafina would be standing at the doorway of the tent at this time.
Murph is gonna carry V's body till he's maybe 6 feet right before the epicenter. And he's gonna turn back to the battle mage that he feels following him. Just a quick note, lad. Where we're going, there's wolves. And they're usually awful hungry. And then he's gonna walk into the epicenter.
Okay, so you walk in the epicenter. Are you still holding V?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, everybody who's outside, Helga, anybody who's outside, you start to notice clouds, dark, thunderous clouds that have an overcast over the area. As snow starts to envelop the area, not hazardous, but enough to kind of create freezing rain.
Wait, is there any windows in the tavern?
There's like 2 that aim in that direction, so eventually people in the tavern would notice, but it wouldn't notice right away. It'd take a little bit before they notice. Since it's already kind of dark out, it's just the overcast just kind of like took over whatever light was coming already.
Yee.
Once it's noticeable, Maces would run out and try to catch like snowflakes
Okay,
and
fair enough.
freezing rain on their tongue. Just
Fair enough.
because. Dancing around trying to catch it. Like a little kid.
Has Serene moved at all or no? Or is she still meditating in the cold?
She is trying to meditate as much as she can. She's
Okay.
also resistant to cold, so she doesn't.
Yeah,
necessarily
fair
notice
enough.
it.
No, I'm just trying to keep one eye on the sky and one eye on her to
Sure.
make sure she don't bolt off, so...
At this point, on the far east side, so coming from this side of the map through the forest, all of you start to hear large footsteps, almost kind of like like the approaching T-Rex that you don't see yet. These large thuds that shake the water, kind of a thing. One after the other in a pattern of 4. You just start seeing the tree branches start to move as something starts to come through.
Outside of the fort or in
Outside
the
of the fort.
Okay.
It's making its way to you as it starts to get louder and louder. Until you see these large crimson eyes peeking through the shadows. Until you just see this large, pure white, large furred wolf phase its way through the barriers of the fort. Starts walking. This time slower. Knowing it doesn't want to trample over anybody, it starts moving at a very slow pace for its size, going so far until it gets in the center. It gets about to this point, so about a good 30 feet away from you. Keeps its back legs up as its front legs drop. Just kind of keeps its eyes on you. And just kind of nuzzles. What's up?
No, I was gonna say at this point, Helga's like, "Oh, this is just Murph doing Murph things," and then she goes fully focused on
Okay.
like she's like, "Okay, it's not actually a threat
Sure.
as of right now." So like, all right, this is she knows Murph's up to some shit. So
Puts his nose right up to V and just lifts back up. Looks at you. Kind of ears down. Kind of looks at the moon for a second. Almost like it's pondering. Looks back. So it closes its eyes. Closes. So it opens them up. You start to see more of a fog cloud go between its legs. Bigger and wider. Just around the under part of its body. Until you see another creature coming through. Smaller, more proper sized. Looking almost the exact same thing as Fulgrim, but more like a regular wolf. You see a luminescence peer through the actual mist itself. Until immediately it rushes in as you see a mystical looking wolf that you know is Nova. And you run up.
Seraphina starts to cry.
Helga starts crying too.
As while you're holding V, like Nova,
He's gonna kneel
Nova
down
doesn't
as soon as he sees Nova. He's
Nova,
gonna get down on one knee
okay.
as soon as he sees her.
Nova takes like the front two paws and like leans on V while holding the back paws down on the ground. Focus, don't even say anything. Looks back at you with sad eyes, ears down. Says one thing. I thank you. Looks back past you to Seraphina. It was good to know you, but there's only one thing I can do. I do this for her. As you just see a tear come from Nova's eyes, and she starts to glow. As you start to see that she starts to become enveloped in the V, and reabsorbed into V's soul.
Damn it, Joe, I wasn't planning on crying.
Right?
Like, not real crying. Come on, Joe.
I'm not crying, you're crying! As you start to see that she starts to... The body starts to disintegrate as she starts to turn into more kind of like a fade dust. It starts going into V's body as it slowly starts to glow, with only the head remaining, looking at Seraphina. And then eventually just kind of purposely pushing its head down into lay on her chest until it fully just kind of presses in. The whole thing. Murph, as you start to notice that you can let go as V is just...
Stop you for a second. Is it okay?
Sure.
Sorry. Seraphina, as soon as they would have saw that, Seraphina would have like been urged to run up, not even caring that they're, some official person. They would run like their little campaign one person and come running up. Okay, go on. Sorry.
As Murph, you can tell that due to some ability, you can let go. As
He lets her go.
she just floats there without your control. As you can see, her body starts to have this luminescence that was originally on Nova, and now it's kind of creating like a luminescent shield around her that's kind of giving her this fake glow for a temporary amount of time. Seraphina, you would know this as kind of both Seraphina and Mixus would know this as both kind of like a sort of like an arcane recharge of sorts. A equivalent to kind of like a rebirth. It starts to glow like a bright star. Some of you have to actually look away of how bright it actually gets. So it starts to dim, and then the light radiates within her and starts pressing within. As she starts to slowly but surely start to drop to the ground. Everything just falls flat. As Fulgrim just looks, sniffs back at V, and just starts nudging. So V's like, what the hell?
As soon as she says something, Serafina would have like dropped her knees right and like embraced V as soon as possible.
Corey, do you want to control V?
Corey's busy crying right now.
That's what we're here for.
Well, it also doesn't help that Amanda sent a gif of sad Balto, and I'm like, stop it!
I just saw that. Oh, you done her dirty.
Stop
Oh!
it! You take
We
that
get
back.
feels. Right in the
Take
field.
that back.
I got to hit you with Shadow from Homeward
Yeah,
Bound.
so V is just very, like, I would imagine, very sore.
Yep.
Probably also crying.
Yep.
Because she's, more emotionally exhausted. And she's just gonna, can she feel Nova back within her?
Yeah,
that she feels
you
complete?
you can feel that Nova has taken your two souls and merged back together as one. Nova's still there, but Nova is no longer independent. Nova's now just the extension of you. Still there, but now forever just, the second conscious to your character itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're also
Does she
being
still-
squished to death by Serafina
Yeah.
right now.
She's processing emotions before, the shock of physical pain. So, does she still have the necklace that was given to her by Murph? Is that still, on...
Yeah.
She's just gonna, God damn it, I'm gonna be a fucking mess on this stream. She's just gonna grab the necklace and just close her eyes and say, "Thank you, my friend." And then the, physical pain of, okay, I'm being crushed, it's hard to breathe, get off.
I'm sorry.
Get off.
As you pull back with the consistent fire that radiates around Serafina, especially during the times of emotion.
Emotion.
Mhm.
Normally it's too hot
Yeah.
for you to handle, but in this time, whatever's
It's
happened
also
to you,
freezing rain.
yeah, also with whatever's happened to you of late, you don't feel the fire. In fact, Serafina, you actually is the first time you felt cold, almost like she's radiating cold now.
For fire and ice.
Yep.
As
Dynamic
And then-
duo.
And then I
Fulgrim.
just look up at the wolf
Fulgrim,
and be like, "Thank you." And then I look at Murph and be like, "I am in debt to you."
Fulgrim just
V-
looks, shakes its
V
head, and
also
just,
reaches out and is just petting Fulgrim at this point, as a way of God damn it, as a way of saying goodbye.
Aw.
Fulgrim just kind of just does an air blow at you, just to kind of show you, as you can see, that you almost absorb the cold from it. You don't know
Yeah.
what's happening to you right now, but something happened when Fulgrim intervened. As it starts walking back off and just gives a final look to Murph, as you know this is a sign of the job is complete. I did what I would do. As it just head nods and immediately turns around and starts back and into the woods, as it doesn't fully envelop in the woods until it starts turning into mist itself and starts pulling the rest of the fog of Fort Phoenix with it. As the clouds themselves disperse, leaving itself back to the blanket of night, and the moon is shining down.
My thanks, King of Wolves, as always.
I'm
V
sure
looks-
Serafina's gonna help V up because they're on
Yeah,
grab.
would V know she's in Fort Phoenix?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you created this area. You know this is your home for the past 50 years before you changed. So there's two places that you can never forget. One is Fort Phoenix, and one is being within the Arc Chambers of the Everest Kingdom. It's two places that you called home, and you know this is one of the two. It is a lot more barren than you used to. You don't know what has transpired. In fact, even though they talked to you recently before they fought against your possessed self, you do not remember this. The last thing you remember, realistically, is about a year after absorbing the power of Gladland. You don't remember anything after that. You don't know what you did. You don't know what you don't even... Almost as done on purpose. That way you can't remember where Rin is, or where Gladland is, or what they're up to. You have lost all memory of what has happened.
As soon as Serafina would get V to her feet, she'd turn around holding her and be like, "Your commander's awake! Get to it now!" To any soldier that's out.
With a spring in their step, they immediately get up and they immediately reattach pauldrons and grab swords as their...
Your armor's crooked.
Right. As they were serving Serafina under respect of a leader that they wanted to serve, but Serafina was not a commander to them. She was not a beatneck warrior, but she was a symbol that they wanted to fight for. But you are a commander, and they will obey. And they immediately ship up, and they immediately put back on their armor as quickly as possible and clean up and immediately grab their weapons and sheathe them as they all immediately go into salute for your rebirth.
And I look at the mage like, your services are not needed
No,
anymore.
wait. What about Norin? Can he help Norin? Where's he?
There's one there. He's in the tent. He's resting now.
Norin or the mage?
The actual Norin is resting.
The mage himself's like, I'm sorry. Let me go help with them. Let me go help with you.
They could take shifts. You know,
Okay.
2 brains better than 1. Like, get more magic.
All right,
Wakey.
all right. And he immediately runs off and immediately gets a minute after he bows and immediately runs back over there. And,
fucking coward laying down on the job, like completely ignoring the fact that she also too was just laying on the ground.
Serafina just gives her a side hug, like, "I'm so glad you're back."
So, before we
I'm glad to be
continue,
back,
we're
too.
give a few of our people that were part of campaign 1 a breather. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, allow people to kind of breathe
Yes.
a little bit, go to the bathroom, and we'll be right back. See you in a minute.
Oh my god!
All right, we're back from our little emotional
Back.
turmoil. All right, so now with which is being weird. With V back, what do y'all want to do?
He's going to see that V and Seraphina are having a moment and they're getting back in the swing of things, and Murph is going to start walking back towards the tavern.
V stops Murph and gives him a hug first before he heads off, because she knows. She knows that this is... You saved my life, I owe you.
He's going to hug her back. We're both kissed by the storm. I'm glad I could help. Be well.
You too. Seraphina, can we go see Norin?
Yes. Also, as we're walking, I'll be like, so I called back all the troops. I'm just gonna run down of what's going on.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Brain no worky today. I just woke up. Like, give me...
Okay.
I need
I'm picturing
food
like every
and drink, but I also need Norin to wake up.
Okay.
There's no sense in
I'm-
telling me if you're just gonna also tell Norin. You may as well wait until he wakes up.
Okay. Well, I was telling you more of the stuff of the fort, but that's okay. But I can picture like the whatever random, some soldiers randomly come out of their tents and they're like, huh? And then they're like, all they're trying to get
Cartoon
all
style?
Like, yeah, they're all trying to get like perfect and propped up, right? Because all of a sudden they see their commander. Huh?
Oh, she said she was dead. I thought she was.
Wasn't
Someone
she a
gives him
god?
5
What the hell's going on?
Someone hands someone else 5 gold. I told you she wasn't dead.
Why is she so cold? She looks so cold.
It's
So we're
not
gonna
just
go
her
back-
personality.
We're gonna go back in the tent.
Okay, as you enter in tent, you can see now that both the mages are at full focus on trying to re-enchant Norin before waking him up. It looks like they are both using what looks kind of like a sort of healing but more arcane spell where they both have their hands gently over but not touching the body, and it's trying to push as much arcane energy, but it looks like it's taking them some time.
Mm-hmm.
So his wounds are healed. They're just trying to boost him back with his magic. And then all of a sudden, like, almost like it's like finally the like everything has gotten to Seraphina. Seraphina stumbles a little bit, like almost because of the exhaustion.
Yep.
And is like, if you don't mind.
Go lay down.
Okay.
I'll watch over him.
Okay. Don't go anywhere.
I'm staying right here. I want to be there when he wakes up.
Okay. And then I would go to wherever within that tent. I'm sure there's a spot that's my area.
Or you can go where
Yeah.
I was laying. Might be a little creepy, might be a little weird.
No,
but...
I'd go back to where I was like.
Yeah, you do have your own like room inside the tent.
okay,
kind of like that. Yeah.
And with Seraphina.
Okay.
Done. Seraphina's going to sleep.
Is V, is there anything you want to do while you're in the tent with Norin? and the mages?
And correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but this is just V is full paladin in this commander, right?
Correct.
Okay. She's going to grab Norin's hand and use some of her lay on hands and try and pump some of whatever magic she has available to try and like speed along the process, but she's definitely gonna grab she's tempted to bitch slap him because that'd be really funny.
That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny.
You were best friends long ago.
Yes.
Long ago.
But you know what? She's saving the bitch slap for when he's awake because the
Okay.
reaction is what's gonna.
Bitch slap him
Give
awake.
me a either Arcana. Oh, okay, yeah. For V here, let me pull up your character.
I mean, I
V.
have V's commander sheet. I don't know if it's the same.
Lay
or
on
not.
hands.
Yeah, you can use the commander sheet. Give me either Arcana
Okay,
check
hold
or
on, let me
religion
pull it up.
check.
Hold on. Gotta pull it up first. Hold on.
Murph.
And of course, my dominant hand is holding sympathy donut, so this is gonna take
My
a minute.
man.
My man.
As I say, do you have holy water that you can dip your hand in before you bitch slap him?
Honestly, probably, yeah.
You are a little child!
Because I hard tiefling now.
You said Arcana or
Or
Medicine?
religion. Or Arcana or religion. Or medicine. Yeah, that can work too.
Okay.
Tomato, tomato.
Oh, I just came up with my new favorite character. I'm gonna make
Oh,
a
yes,
clear that
V.
dips his
Be the
hands in
paladin
water.
with negative
He'll punch it to
religion.
you, then heals
Paladin
you.
with negative religion. Nice.
I'm doing medicine at 15. 22.
Money.
22. Believe it or not, you're pretty close to
plus
what you
7
can
to
do.
medicine.
It seems like, yeah, using the Arcana, using everybody's arcane energy to push in is only doing so much. It looks like he's bleeding out as quickly as people are pushing in. But it looks like contact is helping, almost like he is just kind of losing it in there and he just needs something to kind of be like a conduit
Mm-hmm.
to just re-engage the old batteries, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Best friend batteries.
Yep.
The engine.
Also, at this point in time, V also clocks that Norin looks really fucking different from the last time.
Right.
Ooh, what
Oh,
are these?
whoa.
Oh yeah, you know he did.
She's gonna get in. Actually, this is gonna be great. She's gonna
Yeah.
get in real close
Mm-hmm.
and whisper into his ear. Wake up, you coward! You got some explaining to do.
Give me an intimidation check.
Ah.
True be
How does one intimidate an unconscious person?
Yup.
Because I
If
very
you
well
saw
know
campaign 1, you'd understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14.
Okay, fair enough.
14. As, like, the mage is like, what are you
Hey,
doing? As you just, like,
get
wake
up.
up, you fucking coward.
Now.
As you just keep doing it excessively, he just starts taking the magic.
I
and it
start
just
like
starts to
actually like
work.
squeezing his hand. Like first it was like a gentle like lay on hands, like cute French, and now it's gotten to the point of like she, like I said, she clocked that he looks super different, but she can still tell it's Norin. So she's like, the fuck happened?
So like you start like none of the magic's taken and the mages are noticing it. They're like, he's bleeding out fast so we can put it in. And you start like yelling at him.
He
and start
needs
kind of
actual healing, dipshits. Let's go.
But as soon as you start yelling it, it's like, wait, what the fuck's going on? He's taking the magic now. What the hell just happened? And it starts to work.
Shock therapy.
Shock therapy. Yeah, I gotta just charge some electricity and just.
As you start to notice that before, like the
Old-fashioned
energy
AED.
from the hands, whether it was your lay on hands or their magical energy was pushing in, it was just kind of like laying on, and then it was just kind of like falling off like rain. Now,
Mhm.
as you're like yelling at him subconsciously, like you're pushing in, it's actually going into his body.
He's actually afraid. Oh shit! I gotta wake up. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And it only takes about a minute until like Norin, you start to open up your eyes and you see V there, and you're like, shit! Close your eyes! Close your eyes! Close your eyes! And then
I'm asleep. I'm asleep. I'm asleep.
Emotional healing.
but Norin, the magic takes, and after the magic takes, it only takes about a minute to recharge his arcane batteries, and he wakes up like a minute later. Andrew, you can control Norin. You're awake now with your power intact.
And you wake up, and V is like nose to nose. Like it, and you could tell, like even though her eyes are red, you could tell that like her eyes are red from crying, not just from the color. So like you could tell that she's also been having a rough time, but like a recent rough time.
Sure.
The
Like-
fuck did you do?
What did you do? Hey, you're here. Are you really here? Or are you still possessed?
I don't know. Am I? And that's
Are
when
you
she's
still
gonna
you?
slap him.
Do I feel here?
Do I feel
you're
here? Yeah.
creepy.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Wake him up with 1 hit point, slap him for 1 hit point. Ah, damn it! Like,
Get back up! Stop dying on me.
yeah.
Sorry, guys, who are not part of campaign 1. This is just some callback stuff.
This was a long time coming, is what it was.
Yes, absolutely. Oh god.
While this is going on, anybody else want to do anything? Whether it's Phenra, Murph, Renora.
If I got enough sleep to
Jesus.
at least be semi-conscious,
Yeah,
I am going
you-
to stumble
it's-
down.
It's
for a
up to you. I
drink.
mean, like, you have full health. You just are exhausted. So basically, if only you go into combat will you get disadvantage right now. Other than that, you got full movement. I'd say drinking might be a little odd in the situation, but if you want to, go for it.
I am gonna get down there. I am gonna have my drink, sit like this next to Renora, and just have a drink in silence next to her.
Nixus comes back.
Renora's
running
never
into
been
the-
happier.
Nixus comes running back into the
Damn,
tavern
episode.
after the rain would have stopped. So
There we go. I was
I
really
just
scared.
kind of pat her on the head.
you're awake. You're awake. You're awake. Are you okay? 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 Are you okay?
Oh my
And I like
god.
put the hand on to stop her bouncing.
Oh,
High
okay.
time.
Here. And I run to behind the bar and I just take whatever like drinks I can find just randomly and I bring it back to the table and be like, here.
Just
I'm
imagine
picturing
just a
it all
hodgepodge
like
of
this.
random
This,
bottles.
like, I'm going
Thanks,
like this.
Nixus.
I'm like doing this, like, taking it from the bar and then like slowly putting them up one at a time up on the, because I'm sure the table's taller than me. So
You gotta like
I
hop
look
up
at-
every time to try to lift them up. I got this.
I look at Renora, glance at her bag, and go, just do your thing.
Minoria, did you want something? I can get something too. I can look at behind the bar if there's anything more.
Knock yourself out.
Sure.
We just
Why
gave her
not?
50 bottles of alcohol.
Oh,
Some stale
Mystery
bread.
mead.
Like, I won't say no.
It
Can
just
you
looks
see
like a
me
bar
start-
full of like if you went to like a college party and everybody brought their shit alcohol and just like all scattered them
Oh,
on
yeah.
one table, kind of like that. It's
And you see me slowly, like stealing people's drinks too, and bringing them to the
it's like, hey, what the hell? It's like,
Did we have? No. Yeah.
Like that's what happens. Like, because I'm so tiny, I just go.
You steal somebody's drink and bring it over, and Renora like accidentally locks eyes with them, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, I don't know," and then just slams it. Like, I don't know. Like,
Your drink. I'm picturing she comes to your side and she just like slowly puts
God.
the drink on the table.
go.
So I
Like-
see his little green hand sticking
you
up.
see a little hand come up, like, "Here you go." Like,
Yeah, just like.
Little drink goblet.
And then she's gonna keep looking around to see if there's like food. And she's gonna do her little squirrel thing where she randomly finds food and brings it back to the table.
I love it.
I slowly eat it.
Yes.
That's what she's gonna spend the whole time doing.
I'm
I'm picturing
not
like
going
someone's
much
eating
further because
something.
that's about as far as I can go.
Yeah.
I'm picturing someone's trying to eat something and then all of a sudden it disappears from their hand.
You're like a cartoon. Like, Nixus is just the living cartoon. Like, let's.
I love it.
Just
Or like
disappears
all the
from their
filling goes out and it's just 2 pieces of bread.
hand. Yes. So that's what
Player
I'm
to
gonna
D-
do.
Player to DM. When Murph is walking back from the tent, would he see Serena? Or could
yeah,
he see
Serena observed it, and almost like the hopeful connection actually made her emotions a little bit worse. Almost like she's got nothing left, so this is only breaking her heart even more, as she now broke concentration on her meditation, and she is just like pacing back and forth, trying to figure out what the fuck. About this time, banging, but very quiet light banging, is on the fort doors. as immediately some soldiers like immediately run over. No one's up on guard. It's like, who goes there? As they immediately try to run up there. It's like, it's me. What the fuck? Who's that? I'm down here. Further down. Like,
Would Boulder have alerted too, or no? Because
Boulder didn't see this person. It's
Okay.
like, who are you? Oh, I was here earlier and I was seeing if my friends were okay. I heard about the fight and I was checking to see if the group was all right. Can you? These doors are in my way. Can you open up? Who are you? As immediately, like, she immediately just kind of yells like, "Listen, I am part of the group. I'm a very important person. Let me in!" And she starts screaming. It's like, well, she doesn't really look threatening. All right, let her in. As they start opening, and as soon as it opens just a little bit, Murph, you immediately see the little blonde-haired Luna immediately running in, darting, immediately trying to find where the rest of the group is.
Kinda forgot about her.
Oops.
Oh, hey,
Right.
that guy.
Oh, hey, you.
How are you here?
Where
I mean,
were you?
what?
Where are they? Immediately run into Murph's like, wait, you're not the only one left, are you?
At this point, like, Helga would have walked over to Murph, like
Like, I
seeing
know.
Luna. Yeah.
At this point, this would have been like at the time where like Luna left the group and Murph joined in, kind of
Mhm.
like that. And it's like, you're with the group,
Helga,
right? Where are
Can
they?
Helga sneak up behind Luna and just go boop?
And she immediately like jumps in and immediately like jumps into like a hug like right at your chest. I thought you were dead. I heard like terrible stories about what happened here.
Calm
Well,
down.
I freaked out and immediately
Jesus,
came
I
back.
don't need 2 mixes. Please stop. Thank you. We're fine. We are all okay.
The princess
We're
sent me
just-
like on this journey, and then I heard that like there was an attack here, and I immediately freaked out and I ran back, and my
I could
little
tell
legs
you
can only run
freaked
so
out.
fast.
I could
And
tell.
I freaked out and I came back and I was like running for 3 days straight. I slept a couple times, but I couldn't stop running until I slept. And then I ate a little bit, and then I ran some more, and then
Okay. Oh,
Murph just gonna lean his head around and like
Mixes
melt
impression. I don't know
Helga.
about you guys. That's pretty good.
No. Macy.
as she's like hugging Luna, she's just gonna give her the broken smile of like, oh God, please help me, but the thumbs up at the same time, like
where's Mixus? Mixus is
they're
here, right?
probably still at the tavern.
Tavern, and she
you're
immediately like runs off, and she immediately just like doesn't even let you finish. She immediately starts running to the tavern.
Yeah.
Don't
she
forget
runs
to
up-
take Helga. She would love to take you.
She immediately just Naruto runs all the way to the.
As she runs off, Helga doesn't go with, but as she runs off, she's just gonna yell out, Fierna was hurt, don't kill her.
Why would I kill her? Wait, she was hurt? Oh no! And she starts running, and she starts like flopping her hands even faster as she starts running.
Oh my god. I love that.
Immediately, for anybody who's in the tavern, you immediately just like, at first she's freaking out so much she actually tries to push a pull door, and she's like, "What the hell?" She's like,
I'm
"Push this."
surprised she didn't just jump through the window. Like,
And then she's like, "Oh!" And she falls down. It's like, "Where?" Are you? Ah! And then she immediately starts running, and she immediately just like goes right to the group and starts like jumping in.
I have a
everybody.
feel like, let's say like Mixus was in mid like bringing alcohol and just drops it and goes and
Just
then
shatter everywhere.
Oh gosh, she's
No,
there.
there's glass.
Doing that like a circle.
The headache is back.
for a big hug and be like, where were you? What happened? Tell me.
I was supposed to go on an adventure, and I was told that you died, and I immediately ran back, and I'm like, I'm so glad you're alive.
No, I didn't die. No, Fenrir died, but she came back and they were able to help, and the other people went on to the other place, and they went and got VV's back, yeah, and she's in the tent, and she's feeling better, and like Norin got hurt, and then like they're all trying to take it, and I think Seraphina's sleeping now, I don't know. She probably is, because she was really tired when she came back, so yeah.
Like, I assume that this conversation goes like 2 minutes, and it starts going so fast that only they understand each other. Even the rest of the group is like, what are they saying? Like,
Super Saiyan.
All Fierna and Renora here are
yeah, right.
Yeah, it is literally just ADHD overstimulation where you're like, I can't focus on both
They're just
conversations.
squeaking.
It's not happening.
It's-
Fierna's just like,
Oh gosh.
And then she goes,
Fiona's like,
and then she goes,
God.
okay,
Fiona-
so we have to be quiet. And then I stop and go, we have to be quiet around Fiona because she still has a headache and she's still feeling bad and she's very tired. So yeah,
In like a
don't
loud
hug her too
whisper,
tight.
like
Don't hug her too tightly, okay?
I was like, Fiona's
what
like,
I'm
I
trying
got
to
out of
do
bed
is,
for
like,
this.
And we're trying to get alcohol. Oh shit, I just dropped all the alcohol, damn it. Okay, I have to go look for more. Do you want to come with me? We'll look
Mix
behind
this
the bar. We'll
first.
try to get some more alcohol.
It's like, all right, let's go get some alcohol. Fiona, 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 do you want anything?
Yes.
Do you want anything?
Thank you, but I'm okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
It's seeing you again.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. And it starts running.
Food too, okay? So, and you see these two little like around, like she's actually. I mean,
It's literally Tracer and Overwatch, where they're just blinking in and out of existence.
yeah.
and Luna's taller than me, remember? So she's a little.
Yeah,
yeah.
Luna's like a foot taller than you, but still like short than everyone else. Yeah.
So we're just like, I'm sure all the other people are like, am I that drunk? Am I seeing things?
What
Like,
the fuck is going on?
What drugs did they give me?
Marta looks at Helga. The fuck was that?
It's a long story. But
Alright.
she is with us. She left and you came at the same, like, within the same realm of time. So she's a lot. It is another Mixus, if you couldn't tell. But she means well. She's just
Oh, really? You don't say. Oh, you see this face, Helga? This is my face of surprise. Okay, Christ. Murph is kind of gonna, after making that joke, kind of look around Helga. But, on to more serious matters. I've got an idea that might help our young lass over there, and he's gonna jut his chin towards Serena.
Oh?
Okay, put him at Serena face.
Oh.
I know, that's why I was like, I need a break. I can't go from emotional V to Helga. Like, I can't do it. You gonna
badass.
share with the rest of the class,
Yeah.
or am I just gonna follow?
mean-
Like,
Player Murph, I can bitch slap you like you did Norin if that'll help.
Yeah,
once
that
you
probably-
fucking
I know
get
it
to
works
this
the same way.
quadrant
That-
of
that- that won't work out as well.
Absolutely. Once you fucking
Change
get here.
Change characters, you coward.
Alright, change characters. Let's do this.
Yes. And scene.
And
So you gonna share with the rest of the class, or am I just following behind you? Like, yeah, that's great. You have a plan. It'd be nice if I knew what that was.
Well, let me answer that question with a question.
Oh God.
You're frustrated. You can't get the thing you want. You're pacing. What would you want in that moment, other than a drink and other than companionship?
Well, I'd want to fight.
And that, little sister, is exactly what we're gonna fucking do.
I
And he's gonna
mean-
start walking towards Serena.
She just also she pauses for a minute because she also once again has that flashback moment of when she had a temper tantrum and Fierna said, "Hit me, you'll feel better." And then she just nods like, "Why not?" Worst she's gonna do is say no, and then Murph and I can fight each other. But yeah, so Helga will tail Murph and see what happens.
Okay. Tail Murph.
As he gets about within the earshot of Serena. Girl! I
The
would
girl
have
has a
words.
name. You know that, right? Might want to use it.
When she earns it, then I'll use it.
When she
Oh, boy.
Loud enough for her to
I'm sure-
hear.
I'm sure that'll go over
Alright,
real well.
Okay, she doesn't respond, but you can tell she's listening to you.
Serena, you're angry. Your father's gone. And all you got in the world is that blade. So use it for what it's intended for. And he's gonna ignite his ethereal arm, and he's gonna charge forward and throw a punch at her.
Okay, so
A
In this-
half-hearted punch.
Here's
Half-hearted.
where where the DM goes. I wasn't planning for this.
so as Serena is not ready for it and she's not necessarily prepared, she immediately looks as she does need to defend herself and she takes the hit as she immediately just falls down without her guns ready. It's like, what the fuck? Do you think I want to fight right now? Not with you.
How about with me?
Why would I want to fight you? Why would I
It'll
want to
make
fight
you
any of
feel
you?
better.
Who
It'll
cares
make you-
what you fucking want? Use
Murph.
the blade. Fight.
In the great words of Funra, punch me, it'll feel better.
Yes, it'll
Right?
make you feel better.
She's
I've
like,
been where you're at. I've been where
Thank you
you're at.
for
the blade won't listen.
Not-
It's nothing but a simple sword. I can't use it properly. Told you this.
You haven't had time. You haven't had training with it. You
I
just
agree,
got it.
I know how to wield it. It just won't wake up. As she immediately just kind of like walks around and she's just like, "I'm not gonna fight. I'm not." She just like looks like almost like she's talking to herself. No, I will not fight. No. She just keeps pacing back and forth.
You don't
He's
sound
gonna
too
stand
sure.
That's funny. I thought you said you were Silik's daughter. Silik's daughter wouldn't have been a coward.
Give me an intimidation check.
Sounds like
Can I assist?
Yeah, you
Am I
can
just,
assist.
like-
You're definitely goading her too. You can assist. So
Fight me,
Murph,
coward.
Murph, you can give me
Yep.
intimidation with advantage.
Thank you, sir.
I was gonna
This
say,
is how fighters
what's your
inspire people.
intimidation like, Murph?
+4.
Of
Can I
course it
roll
is.
instead?
Murph started doing it.
Nope.
Murph started this.
No.
He's
One that
rolling.
said it.
I know, but I have a +8 and I really want to use it.
Oh.
Well, then
This brags a lot.
challenge
Murph-
people to it. Challenge grieving people to duels,
wait.
and then
That's
you
not
can.
Right? Next time you see a green person, you challenge them.
Did you lose a loved one recently? You want to fight me?
Yes, you lose, ya fucking lose.
I feel like that's the next law for the next law D&D law firm. It's just like the law form of
therapy
hit me, you'll
center.
feel
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Are you grieving? Have you lost a loved one recently? Well, we can punch you right
Are
in
you
the fucking
pissed off
face.
about
Forgot
it?
about
Right fucking
fighting your
here,
friend.
Chief.
with
Right
your
here.
friend. You can.
For 5 easy payments of 5 gold, we can take care of this for you.
Yeah,
So do I need to make a
Yeah.
poster about a punching company?
about a law.
Yeah.
Helga and Murph are just.
Holy fuck,
All right.
goal!
What'd you get,
You
Murph?
could get punched in the face too.
Right.
That'd be a
Calm down.
19.
19. As you start going to her, she immediately gets pissed and she's just like, "Fine, fuck you!" And she immediately starts running at you. I need you both to give me perception checks as she charges at you.
Okay,
Lord.
pop, pop.
Also,
This
is
is
anybody
how
else
they
outside
die.
that's part of the standard group, not the campaign 1 group? Or is it just you two?
I
Not,
think
not
you're
including
not-
Fee, not Norin, not Seraphina,
Nora's
but just
still
the...
inside.
The rest
right?
of us are
We're
in
in
the
the
tavern.
Okay, so
We
it's
are
just...
in the tavern.
Seraphina
Yep.
is sleeping because of exhaustion.
Yep.
Yeah.
V is
16.
punching.
Norin awake
V is
16.
slapping.
21.
21.
So much physical combat.
As you're
So much
running,
violence.
as she starts charging at you, immediately something happens as the light starts to blind all 3 of you. As all of a sudden, you immediately get pulled into this vortex and just sucked in. Immediately, you get
Helga goes, "Aw, not again." Aw, damn it.
Ah, nice.
We just
Did I
went
not
Enjoy
make it
that
through
ride.
one fucking day?
portal this, portal that.
Yeah.
Magic, okay.
Sure. Yeah, magic
Magic
this,
this,
magic that, land meh. Like,
Never
As
does what you want it to.
at first, for like a minute, light goes blinding as you all feel numb, unable to fight each other, and you're not even able to see each other. As you start to move your eyes out, this is different than what you've been in lately. Whatever
great.
you're here, you're not talking to Zula, you're not talking to one of the new gods. Something else is being pulled in. As you find yourself in just an area of just nothing but water, but you're able to walk on it. You can see underneath that it's like a dark ocean. You should be falling, but whatever it's doing is giving you a water walk. Constant rain is coming down, with nothing but trees that are glowing and growing from the water itself. A void of emptiness, no sky, just blankness above you. All three of you there are able to see each other as you're walking around. No weapons, no armor, just the clothes on your back. No potions, nothing. Serena just looks around. The fuck? Where the hell are we?
Who's the spirit in the sword, Serena?
I wasn't taught her name. I wasn't supposed to know until I was older. I know she's a female. As you all immediately after saying that, you start to hear a bellowing but yet calm voice. Almost kind of like an echoey voice from an eldritch creature. To come out, but you can't dictate where it is. It's almost like surround sound speakers around you. You start to hear, and at first it's going through several languages until you can understand it. Murph, what is all the languages you can understand?
I have common, dwarvish, and giant.
Okay, and Helga, what about you?
Common, baby.
Common and what?
Common and undercommon. Let's go.
So
Absolutely nothing.
it starts to hit all of you, and like occasionally you hear, and then it changes, and you hear it changes, and then eventually it can't figure out a language you can all understand. So to you,
Common.
to both of you, doesn't speak common.
Oh boy. Great.
To both of you, you occasionally understand like 75% of it. It's trying to speak Elvish, and it's kind of trying to change its dialect that you both can understand it. But it's kind of giving it a very, 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 very simplistic Elvish that at least you guys have seen enough. You've been around enough elves that you can at least understand most of it. It takes some concentration and focus, but you can. So, more than one has arrived, but only one of you is allowed to be here. No guides are allowed. As you are able to walk around easily, the water doesn't really splash into your feet. Walk on it like it's an invisible floor. But you can see that there's creatures within this world swimming underneath, that any second you could fall and just fall into this depth. That over the only light that you get in this area is the orbs that are glowing off the trees. Other than that, you can tell the water is black, as in there's no light as soon as you fall in the water. Not even the top inch, since there's no sun. You'd immediately go into pure blackness, into the dark abyss of the water.
Helga just puts her hand on Serena's shoulder and just says, "We're just trying to help a friend who's lost it all and looking for answers." She was
immediately-
gifted to you this sword I'm guessing much sooner than she anticipated. So, we're trying to help her understand you better, whoever you are, disembodied voice, as she starts looking around like, I don't know.
As you start to see the water start to form up a body. Here, I'll put your tokens down so you guys can at least know the lore.
Oh, good.
Hmm.
Yay!
Did you plan this music change during this, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, good.
All according to plan.
That makes me feel better that it wasn't by random coincidence, because then I would have really had heart palpitations.
Oh,
Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
As
Oh, no,
immediately
oh,
you
no, oh,
see
no.
this female summon out of water a far
Oh, shit.
distance.
I did break that, right?
As you see this elf of pale skin, more kind of like wearing kind of a modernish kind of samurai garb. Armor up top with a breastplate, but long drapes at the bottom, decorated with very elegant design on it. Large tattoos on arms and face that are glowing of luminescence. Almost like they are much like yours, Murph, but in this case, they are arcane. Glowing of bright teals and aquas that constantly changes as you look at it. Depending on the angle of the look, it's like looking into water. Depending on the angle depends on the shade of the color. The eyes themselves, black as night, with only a little bit of teal that pops through. Hair that moves off one side as if it was liquid itself. But you all notice one thing of similarity. As she steps up, she's holding Dark Abyss in her hand. And all of a sudden you look at Serena. She is no longer holding it, but just a mere stick in her hand. As you see her just move forward, walking gently and gracefully on the water. With the skirt switching from side to side. As you don't feel any wind in this place, but somehow she's moving as if she is a breeze coming through, constantly wisping in the air. Her eyes constantly giving you both a sense of calm but evil at the same time, unsure of, like she's a mixture of both. She looks at all of you and she keeps focusing. Serena, you are here much too early. I did not answer your call because you do not belong here, girl. You have not earned the right to wield me. And coming here will not change that fact. As Serena just moves forward and looks at her. You don't understand. I need your help. I need to get what is owed. I need to get what I deserve. As she immediately screams back at her, you deserve nothing. And you will gain nothing with my help. I know what you want. I was listening to every cry and plea that you demanded. You want me to give you my power to kill Dahlia. Under normal circumstances, I will do this, but I will not help you kill your own kin. That is not my way. I don't care what she did. I don't care what she didn't do. I belong to the line of the Elisherans. She is not one of them, but she is still a kin. And that is not my way. And until that time that you understand this, that in your hand will always be as useless as a stick, and nothing more. You might be able to hold me, and by all intents and purposes, you are the next in line to wield the blade. But as long as I'm in control, that blade will be as dull as paper. Serena just falls to like her knees to the ground and just looks confused. Anything you two want to do?
I got something left you do.
I was gonna say I got something too, but mine's more for Serena, not for disembodied voice. If yours is for disembodied voice.
Disembodied voice.
Okay, mine's for Helga's just gonna walk up to Serena and just like kneel down next to her and put her hand on her shoulder and just whisper, "Your father wouldn't want you going on a revenge plot.
Give me a persuasion
This
check.
isn't." Oh yay! More charisma skill. That's great. 15.
You can tell she's hearing you, but she is both pissed and extremely confused right now. You can literally see her eyes bouncing back and forth, just doesn't know what to make of this.
Mm-hmm.
She spent the last X amount of hours literally swearing off the world and thinking that the only thing that can help her is this blade, and the blade refuses to
DM to player, how long in game has it been since Khalid blew up?
Since Khalid blew up, it's been about 2 months. Actually, no, it's been more like 3 months.
3 months?
Yep.
She's just gonna like pull Serena in like tighter, like big sister awkward side hug moment, and just tell her like I said, I've been exactly where you are now. About 3 months ago, I lost just like you, I lost everything, but you still have an aunt out there who I promise you loves you no matter what. You should use that family. I have no family left. My parents abandoned me when I was 10. I don't know where they're at. Our kind grows up fast, so I was sent away on my quest. I came back. Not even a couple weeks after I came back was when Khalid collapsed. And anything that I had of my home is gone, except what I carried with me. And I've been angry at the world and at the gods, and thinking that violence was the only way out. But recently, I've had, and she kind of like looks back at Murph. She's like, recently I've had some people tell me that violence is only going to get you so far, and it's a powerful tool, but you can't let it control you, because I can promise you it doesn't get you anywhere good. Use that fuel, use the memory of your father to keep going forward, to keep moving. Stop this person and make sure that he doesn't take anyone else.
Immediately, the spirit interrupts. I wouldn't waste my breath shifter. Her mind's already been decided. I already know what she's seen, and I've seen it too. She knows what has happened. She knows what has transpired, and I do not blame her. Because of her kin, she has lost both the people that she loves. She has lost everything because of one person. And that's all she wants is revenge.
She still hasn't. She still has someone out there that's, like you said, of kin.
As
Yeah,
Serena
that
looks at
kin
you with
maybe-
angerous eyes. But what if that one person's the one that took the rest from you?
Have you stopped to think that she may have had a reason? At last I checked, Dahlia wasn't the one who killed your father.
But she killed my mother.
Just like Murph, I was there.
And she might as well have killed my father. She wanted nothing to do with it.
Have you ever thought to ask? I'm sure there's more to it than what first-hand knowledge tells you. There's always more.
She immediately steps up and looks at you, and she immediately wipes off her eyes and goes from crying to pissed off. And she immediately looks at you and looks back. She looks right over at the other. Very well. And she immediately looks at her so she could hear her mind, and she immediately, the spirit snaps. I'll go, you're gone. You go back into the world. To disappear.
Have fun.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
As
That's
she
all
just-
right. Now I don't have a problem killing her and kicking her ass. That's fine.
I don't even care.
As you appear back, you back are where you are, but you see nothing but the blade on the ground, with both Murph and Serena missing. And the blade itself is glowing right now.
Oh no.
As the humanoid walks forward, slowly but surely. I will give you moments, girl. Moments to understand where you are and who I am. Until then, take your time wisely. For you two are standing with my graces. That water can easily be your doom. And if you die here, you die there. One does not come here to trial against me over and over again. People come here to win, to either die or gain the blade. As she immediately brings up her arms. For I am one of the 9, and I am blessed with such power. And she immediately yells out. She looks at both of you. I will not submit to one who cannot defend herself. I will not fall victim to being a blade for a weak fighter. If it was my choice, I'd send off myself to someone else. But due to your father blessing the blade and creating it the way he did, my power passes on to the next descendant. So, looks past you. Goliath, you seem to know what's going on. Fighting, sometimes this is the answer, as she draws out her sword. But in times like this, sometimes fighting is what it takes to be. I am no simple opponent. This is no simple blade. I am Izuchi, Eidolon of the Depths. And I will not fall servant to a weak warrior. I need you both to roll initiative.
Dun dun dun.
DM to play.
Well, you gotta roll initiative for Serena. Helga's gone.
Yep, well, you
No,
need to
I
roll
know.
initiative too.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
By-
I'm just saying.
By you two, he meant himself and you.
Yeah, you is also, yeah, you also, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
we
sure.
were.
Yeah.
How dare I doubt the DM?
How do you spell it? Izuchi.
Mizuchi, Mizuchi.
And she said Eidolon of the Depths.
Yep, she's the Eidolon of the Depths.
13.
13. Let me pull up her character sheet real quick.
Man, set on another fight. God damn it. This is what happens when Helga tries to be nice.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep, proud of-
Lesson learned.
Can
Never be nice.
someone
No.
Type
Knowing-
the name of
Remember-
that in the chat for me.
Yeah, I will.
please? Thank you.
Remember,
my
guys.
phone's not dead.
knowing is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence.
Also, it looks like if you look
Wow.
at the map, the forge, it looks like we're in the Mizuchi map.
Yeah, the
So
map is
that's how you
actually
spell
named
it.
her name. Yeah, the map is actually named.
Oh,
her
If
name.
that's
Okay,
if
thank
that's
you.
easier.
That helps.
Zuchi.
So
Hey,
Oh, boy.
Fiona's
her
gonna
name
talk
is
to you about
Mizuchi.
counseling skills.
She doesn't
You
have a last
say-
Hey,
name.
I
Yeah.
tried.
Me. Not, I'm gonna punch
She's
you.
of the depths again. Sorry, I'm trying to write it down.
Okay, so she is. Here, I'll give you her full title. She is the Eidolon of the Depths. So EIDO.
A-I...
EI.
Oh, E-I...
DO.
D-D-O...
LON.
L-O-N...
Of the Depths.
Of the depths.
Yeah.
So she's another creature like Anima.
He's the
Uh-huh.
depth. She's the
The
depths.
Yeah, so she's the water Eidolon.
Yep.
AKA the Dark Abyss Blade. Alright. So it goes Murph, then it goes Misuchi, then it goes Serena. So Murph, you start off. Let me put a grid on.
Oh, shit. Giggles. Is Serena still on her knees
No, she
at
got
this
up.
point?
At this point, she's willing to fight, but she doesn't know how she's gonna fight with. She immediately drops a stick, and she immediately, like, at this point, your weapons have returned. So she draws out the daggers that she had when you first fought her. But she's a little concerned that she's gonna be fighting simple daggers against what she knows is a very powerful blade.
Good. I
Good.
would like to.
Good.
I would like to hold my action, and I will only attack the entity once they come within arm's reach of me.
Okay.
At this point, I would like to start kind of making a circle around Serena. It was not your aunt's fault that your father fell. It wasn't our fault that your father fell. Your father wasn't strong enough. Are you? And I'll end my turn there.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh no.
It's gonna take her quite a lot to kind of break her out of her hatred, so it'll take you a little bit.
Here's the
but
bear, and here's Murph to just
Yep.
Yep.
13.
Okay.
poking the bear.
She is at least listening to you, but it's not hitting home yet. But if you were able to persuade her a certain amount of time, she will break out. All right. So anything else on? Yeah, you're holding reaction in case Misuchi comes closer to you. All right. So it's her turn.
I'm gonna get your ass whooped. I'm gonna get your ass.
Listen, man, she's the one meant to beat this one, not me. I'm trying to motivate so we can
Like, I ain't the
dominate.
one.
Motivate and dominate.
Misuchi's gonna activate
Motivate
Fighting
the beach
Spirit as part of her samurai traits, and then she, as a bonus action, she gives all weapon attack rolls advantage, and she gives herself 10 points of temporary HP, so now increased by 10. And she is going to move up her. 30, she only moves up 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. And she moves casually without fully drawing out the blade yet. Serena immediately draws out her daggers, and she's going to charge in. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she's going to throw her daggers at her. They get processed as hand axes, but I haven't updated them yet, so... Oh, why are you not rolling?
There it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 5 points of damage. and a miss off the other one. So she takes 5 points of damage. All right, and Serena is, let's see how many attacks. She gets 2 attacks, so she is going to do it again. Oh, natural 1, so that's a miss, and
No.
miss with the one. So Serena immediately throws in a blade, and she throws them both times. As immediately Misuchi immediately unsheathes the sword and immediately cuts one of the daggers in half. Immediately breaks it with the blade and really sheathes it and dodges the other one, and Serena now lands 1 dagger. That's the end of Serena's turn. We go back to Murph.
Alright, he's gonna move up to Serena. And he obviously just saw that she just threw daggers. And he's gonna again start circling her. That's not it. And he's gonna point at the body. That's not what she wants. Show who you are. Show that you are your father's daughter. Otherwise, I'm taking the power for myself. Is that what you want? And I'm gonna hold my action again.
Okay, give me another persuasion check.
Six.
6. Okay. Alright, you're holding your action again. It goes Misuchi's turn. She is going to... She's going to once again do Fighting Spirit, give herself an extra temporary 10 HP, and give herself advantage. She's going to move up another... And casually start moving herself up with her sword at her side. Serena's turn. She is going to bonus action steady aim, and then she is going to use her longbow, and she is going to attack with the longbow. For 15 to hit, which misses. And then she's going to use her extra attack. There we go. 20, which does hit. For 13 points of damage. And that is it for her turn. We go to Murph.
I'm gonna hold my action again, and I'm gonna continue. That's not it, Serena. That's not what she needs to see. Is that what you would give to revenge your father? Is that all? That is weak. Show her who you are.
Show her who you are. Alright, give me another persuasion.
You're so charismatic. So charismatic.
Murphy's having a ball.
Natural
there, you know,
20.
time.
Natural 20. Okay.
Ooh.
Let's go.
As your
Murph's
words
making all
hit
the
into
Murphy's
friends.
her,
having a
as
baller
she
night,
starts, as she
for
looks at you, and
sure.
she immediately kind of like battle rages it out, and then just kind of sucks it up, just like, great. This is not what he'd want, but he'd definitely want me to have control. As she immediately just starts focusing on what she needs to do. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it for right now.
Okay. So it goes to Misuchi's turn. She is once again going to do her Fighting Spirit to gain an extra 10. Give herself advantage as she moves 5, 10, 15, 20. And that is the end of her turn. We go to Serena. As she's immediately going to drop her weapons, and she's going to really charge hands first against Misuchi. And she just immediately runs raging out as she tries to actually grab the sword from her. As she immediately jumps at her to grab the blade. Murph, just roll me a d20.
That could happen.
$18.
as immediately Serena's grabbing hold of the blade, as she immediately yells, "I am Serena Alisharin, and this is my right!" As she immediately just stares, as she grabs, as you just see the blade charges, as immediately she grabs the blade out of Masuchi's hands and actually takes it. Masuchi is currently unarmed, as she immediately is able to move back over here, and it ends her turn as Masuchi then just teleports back over here unarmed. Then we go to Murph. Your turn.
Nerdy
Masuchi.
Playbook dance compilation. Let's go, guys.
God.
It's this battle music, man.
Dig it?
Bopping.
I don't know if it's that, but it's Serena growing a pair, so.
He's gonna hold his action and he's gonna say to Serena, "Now show her you can use it."
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no,
Sure
excuse
what you're
me.
working with.
You're excused.
I'm gonna use. Hold on. I think I knew this. You know what? I would like to use a superiority dice, and I would like to use a commander strike, which would allow Serena to do whatever she wants with her attack.
What you want?
Oh, like right now?
Like right now.
Okay.
Like after I tell her,
Like
go
right
ahead.
now.
You know how to use it.
Alright, so she
Know what
immediately...
you're working with, girl.
She immediately runs in 30 feet then. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Which I believe that's just far enough. 20 feet. 5... How far can... Oh, I'm sorry, she can move 40 feet. Shit.
She fast as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
She's a rogue.
Fast
Fast
boy.
fuck, boy.
Fast
Fast
fuck,
fuck.
boy.
As she immediately focuses and she's like, alright, I've never been able to do this before, but I've seen him do it. As she immediately puts her blade out of her side, as you start seeing it charge up. She's going to do the one attack that you rarely saw Silic do. She's going to do Void Slash. And she needs to have Suchi roll. She
With
fails.
advantage because she's all pumped up.
Okay. So because she failed, she's going to do double amount of damage.
I'll get all them high damage
So
rolls.
she does 96 points of damage.
A measly 96.
Oh. Where them double digits at? Those are rookie numbers. Pump 'em up.
It one-shot me, but a measly 96.
Yeah.
Hey, you flipped him around. You could have some magic.
As you immediately just see her charge at the blade, and she immediately just doesn't even touch her. She just opens it up and just immediately swipes it. As you immediately just see like water just stop in the air. As you immediately just see like these consistent like psychic blades cut in every which direction around Masuchi, as she just gets slashed from like 10 places at once. As she re-sheathes the blade, and immediately she just gets cut in like different spots. As Masuchi immediately falls back. She just puts up her hand and immediately... Maybe I was wrong. She immediately kneels. Maybe you are worthy. As she puts out her hand. As she walks forward to her. She grabs her and she immediately just... The light gets bright around the area. Murph, you get pulled back into your world.
Where Helga's just sitting there all sad watching the sword, like, damn it.
Do something.
Sad puppy.
Since you guys aren't
Hey,
there,
guys,
you don't
I
know
thought
what
the
transpires
problem
within the
outpunches
world. But after about like a minute after Murph, you arrive, immediately the sword starts to levitate up and starts to glow, and then immediately you just see it being held by Serena. Now the sword glowing and wielded properly by her with a new focus.
Got her.
See? She answered.
See? Like that was what you meant to do all along.
Yeah.
Duh.
That's totally my plan.
Duh, my
the entire
plan.
time. Yeah.
And just like the plan.
All according to plan.
All right.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Mhm.
And she immediately just looks at you, Murph, and she's like, "Thank you. I'm honestly embarrassed. I don't know where the agitation from, but my focus is now more direct." She immediately puts her hand on your shoulder. But she looks back at you. I wouldn't mind to have a partner if you'd like to join. If not, it's perfectly fine. As she immediately walks off and starts heading over to like a couple of tents and starts going through and starting to grab supplies, as she's already has a plan of where she's gonna go.
Helga just lays back on the grass and just says, "Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then." Like, no, that's fine. No, just...
Yeah,
Alright,
she doesn't like you at all.
yeah, I know. All right, I guess I'll just go
man.
fuck myself.
Tough love.
Cool.
Again, this is what happens when I try and be nice. All right.
Hey, I gave you V. You want
I know.
Helga too? I ain't giving you the whole world.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Oh, you wanted both of your characters?
Oh, well, you should have said that.
No.
I wouldn't have done it, but you should have said that.
But it's also on brand of like Helga pissing people off. Never.
What? No.
Never.
So out of character.
Yep.
So Murph
I
is
love
gonna
that.
look at. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, mine's just I
Yes,
love
you're-
that
yes, you're
Helga and
quick.
Renora both piss people off, but Helga's like genuinely trying to like make connections with people, and Renora is not. Like,
Yep.
Right.
Helga's
Renora's
trying,
like
it
the
just
one
never
trying to get
works.
rid of them, and they just keep sticking around.
right?
Why the fuck would you all leave? Take a hint.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I give you so many clues and you're still here. I'm not playing coy. Go!
Fine. It's just, Helga's
Balloon animal.
fine and trying, connect to people.
You
and
think
make
this is a
friends,
joke?
and-
I'm for real here.
All right, what you got, Murph?
Murph would like to follow Serena, but as he does so, he's gonna look at Helga and be like, and then bounce Serena.
Maybe another one.
You're-
Aw.
and he's gonna mouth, "You're number one in my heart too."
As you can see, Serena's going over and she uses what coin she has to start buying some armor from certain people and buying some cloaks and stuff to manage the weather. As you can see, wherever she's planning to go is somewhere cold.
Helga goes to the tavern because she's had enough of this shit. You know
This is,
what?
this is bullshit. I need a
Fuck
day.
all
Can
y'all.
someone just give me a fucking day? Please.
Please, I'm trying to make a friend outside of my team. Is that all? Is that? No,
is
not
too much.
allowed.
No new
no.
friends.
Well,
no new
let's-
friends. No new friends. No
Let's
new
see.
friends.
One of the friends is like hired to be here. The other
Yeah.
one, you know.
Oh, so Weiss.
Don't cheapen it. Don't cheapen it, Joe.
Oh, so Weiss. Yeah, basically.
But yeah, she's procuring different items as she eventually sees you following, and she just like looks and she's just like, she stops and she looks. It's like, look, I didn't really change my mind of what I'm gonna do, but you're right. Don't tell your fucking friend, but she was right. I will at least talk to her first before I decide to cut her. But the intention is still there. I made an agreement with Misuchi. Currently, she is attuned to my line, and if for some reason we have a disagreement, then we'll have to deal with it then. But she is attuned to me now. But we made a deal. She does this for me against her better judgment, and I spend time finding the other Eidolons. So, means I gotta find the other blades. I don't know what you all are planning to do. You don't have to come, but you can, or you can meet up with me. I could always use another body. There's no way I can do this on my own, but I can at least recon ahead. And she starts putting on this cloak and starts tying it up and attaching like this breastplate on and everything like that, and some greaves and stuff like that.
He's gonna notice that it's a lot of cold gear.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going?
I was able to figure out where she is. She's due north. Pretty far north, actually. She's over in Alkadai. And I don't know why she's there. I don't know what brought her there. Last time I knew, she hated that place. So I don't know why she decided to go there of all places, but that's where apparently she is, and that's where I'm going to go. I still haven't figured out how to master the blade yet, so I can't just teleport there, but I have enough gold to make passage my way there, so it'll take me some time. And, maybe on the way, I can at least comply with some of Suchi's demands. And at least figure this out. Have time to deal. But
What are her demands?
Well, like I said, apparently every blade itself, I don't know, it's complicated. You know what? She looks around and she sees like a bunch of eyes watching it and confused about this whole situation. So she's like, this is not the place. You know what? I'm being rude. You know, let's go get a drink. Come on, let's go get a drink. As she starts walking away to the tavern. She's up her sword. Since the blade's
Wait.
broke in the world, her blades are technically fixed. Wait, what?
Is Xander in the tavern or is he sleeping?
No.
He's in the tavern. Oh, I thought you... Oh, yeah, you are sleeping. That's right, you are sleeping.
Yeah, Xander's recovering.
Yep.
Yes.
Dang.
Xana
Xander's so
didn't
sleepy.
fully recover.
He's comatose.
She is just too
Then when
tired.
We heard
Martha
none of that, just so you know.
Walks in, Renor's
Absolutely
like,
none
well,
of
the
that.
gang's finally all here.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Xander.
that's
Oh,
the point,
no.
Xander.
We are
While
much-
Luna and Mixus are still running around.
You're like,
Exactly.
we are
Well, in
much
the
more
tavern.
magnificent
They're
without him.
basically like, here, there. We know
I
Xander's
imagine that at this
sleeping,
point,
but-
Helga is now drinking with Firna and Renora and just trying to ignore the loudness that is
I
Mixus and
imagine,
Luna.
Renora's just like, roll call, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, everyone's here. We're all good. You know, like.
Yeah, and then we get back to the room like, oh yeah, that's right,
Close
Xander.
your
What's up, buddy?
Closing up.
But as you guys are having drinks at this point, Murph does arrive with Serena in tow, now not fully armored, but definitely wearing a lot of plate armor, sacrificing a lot of stealth for having some durability, while having the sword on her side, and definitely more confident and less sad. As the place is now crowded again. Some of the soldiers are going back to work, some taking shifts. As she immediately goes over and she grabs some of the stuff that Mixus didn't already grab from behind the counter, and immediately starts grabbing what she can find as
Mixus
maybe looks like
pops out. Mixus pops out and goes, "Oh shoot, I've missed that one," and goes over to that area to see if there's anything more, like a little raccoon, like.
She kind of
What to do to
What
her.
you can forage
She kind of
on.
like digs into like the higher shelf as she immediately finds like a really like musty bottle that's corked, and she is like, "It'll fucking do." As she starts walking around and
Mixus is
Pulls
climbing
No,
the,
no.
the shelves.
immediately
Your
grabs a
narration
tray,
There's
and
stuff up there.
grabs a tray, and then looks around, and is like, "Who the fuck messed up the place?" And starts grabbing like, there's no set of like complete glassware, so she grabs like a couple wine glasses, a couple tumblers, random shit. And she starts pouring a few, and She grabs like a big, huge tumbler, knowing that Murph would want a big gulp. And really fills that up. He brings her to the table, providing everybody who is there, so the whole group, a drink. And
Minus Xander.
and Amelia looks and she immediately grabs a chair and so I apologize for the drama that I brought upon your group, but I'll be leaving shortly, and I just figured there's some information to pass on to you that I found out of late that might be important to you all. If it comes across you, if it becomes some importance at all, whether it will or not. As she just like decides to like almost like she's still in shock by this information, and she like drinks back a whole thing, and she pours herself another one. As what you guys have in front of you is like some like 100-year-old wine that has been like hiding in a certain spot for a long time, so it's like freaking strong. I'm not gonna say if it's good or not, but it's strong. And
you be strong.
Virna's gonna ask her, when are you two leaving? Because she has no idea Silik's dead.
Oh, she assumes you're implying Murph as like the two, and she's like, "Oh, we're leaving in a bit." I was actually on my way out, but I figured that I was gonna share information with Murph, but you are all our team, so I figured I would share it with all of you, so no one's feeling left out.
What information from up on a shelf you hear?
What'd you say?
Should I?
What
Up
information?
from up on a shelf you hear, like, what information? What? You
She's
have
like,
information?
I don't
No,
want to tell the whole tavern.
no.
Please.
Do you want me to go fetch Xander?
Who?
Can we save this for the one Xander's awake, or should we just bring back?
Who's
Look at
Xander?
him.
What's going on?
Who's Xander? I'm sorry. I thought I knew all of you. Who's Xander?
She knows who Xander was.
I know. I'm just fucking with you guys. So
Who dis?
The who?
Oh, yeah,
she's. Oh yeah, right. The one that plays music.
The blue one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's more.
I mean,
the
does
other
it
blue
does he need to be here,
He's
or can you guys just
multifaceted.
like convene the
Make the
information
decision
over?
for him. I
all
don't
of
know.
a sudden, Mixus is right next to her. We could tell him later.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Like, just
Right,
like out of the blue.
multifaceted.
We
So-
can tell him later.
Ears are just perking. The
She
whole
detaches the wrap
Mhm.
to her of her sword to her belt, and she immediately lays the sword in its sheath on the table, and she's like, "So, as a little implication, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. This is what my father was building the whole time. It's for any of you who don't know, this is a one of the Bahamut blades. But what I was told from the soul inside is that every blade itself is a eidolon, a god in their own right. I know I wasn't really paying much. You met Anima. He's an eidolon, a Dolan, however you want to pronounce it too. They know a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And apparently whenever someone, as far as in my family, becomes attuned to Dark Abyss, we're privy to the information that Misuchi knows. Well, long story short, God, this is a lot. Long story short, these gods existed before this world was created. These eidolons were actually kin to Bahamut. In fact, Bahamut is actually one of them. He was actually their older brother. And they apparently the world was dying once upon a time, and they decided to flee the world. And he brought his eidolons along, his brethren, but he apparently decided to take it upon himself to absorb their powers, so he'd be the only one that would rule over the realms. In doing so, when he created the blades, he decided to use his energy to command their powers to create blades. So now they're forced to forever live in swords and solitude. or axes or whatever they would turn out to be. A lot of them are pissed, to be honest. I mean, rightfully so. And Masuchi wants me to find them to release them. Or how she pronounces release. Apparently there's a place near the center of the realm where the swords can converge, and it allows the person who puts them all together to strip Bahamut of his powers.
Why?
They want to be free. Without him, they can be free.
Yeah, but like, why? Why? Why do it? Are you upset with the way the world is right now? Like, obviously you're big sad because Daddy's dead, but like,
I'm...
What?
the world itself,
Jesus!
it sounds like.
Jesus, Renor!
Well-
Calm it. Bring it down to like
We all
an
have
8.
said
See,
parents.
you're at an 11. She ain't
she's
ready
like-
for an 11. I'm ready
But I'm
for
just
an
wondering,
11.
like,
I'm
if we.
eight.
I'm just wondering, we go through all this trouble to find all these blades, we release the power, take it from Bahamut, and then what? Who takes the power then? This Masuchi character?
No one takes
What
the power.
happens when. Who?
No one takes the power.
That doesn't work.
Oh.
That doesn't work.
Well, I don't know that. I'm only
It doesn't
know what I'm
work.
told.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Helga
Mm-mm.
leans over to Firna and
It
just
won't
whispers,
work.
Zillick didn't make it back with us.
That won't work because
I'll fill you in later.
if you strip him of the powers and his daughters are still alive, that's not a good thing. Nope. Nope.
She just
One more time,
steps up.
Ixis.
No.
She just steps up and she's like, well, I'm just telling you this for
And-
information. I'm not telling you to do it.
Wait.
I'm not telling you. I'm just saying that for knowledge, since most of the world doesn't know this, in case if it comes up, I was told that 2 of you are splitting the power of one of the blades. If you want information, communicate to your blade, whether you've done that already. It will speak to you and tell you the information you need to know.
Do we all know as a group who has the power of the blades?
You two would know that Mixus and Fina are sharing one blade.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
one blade
okay.
to two.
Oh,
Oh,
you
Murph
know
doesn't
that
know that.
Mixus-
Murph doesn't know that.
Do you like to talk about it? I wasn't sure if you shared that or not.
The blade! I've been here all about the blades,
So-
and all of a sudden, somebody in the fucking group's got one.
So the plan is
Continue.
to strip it from
What happened to
Bahamut,
not the
and
whole
then the
tavern
power
knowing?
just goes back to those people. Then is what you're saying?
The power itself,
Or-
the ability itself, allows them to be free of their blades and allows them to walk amongst the world as any other god would, as they have a
Okay.
right to. Bahamut himself has gained too
Gotcha.
much power as far as they're concerned. By all intents and purposes, don't think me I'm naive. I am a child, but I have much journey ahead of me, and I will do much research on my time. This is what I was told, and as far as
That-
allowing me to use the blade at my early age, I promised Masuchi that I would at least take this into account.
But wasn't that other
Just ask
one
some
like?
questions, or she's just gonna
wasn't-
keep drinking?
Wasn't that other one kind of mean? And he seemed like he wanted power, and he would just take over the world too. So what
the only
about the
thing we
other
know,
ones?
the only thing we know about Anima that I was told is that he's the only one that was not controlled by Bahamut. So he
Okay.
is not a blade. There are 10 gods in
Okay.
total, but only 9 blades.
But I don't understand. I feel like it would be a vicious cycle because if you release them all, then what's gonna stop them from not fighting amongst each other, and then another one take over and just encapsulate them all again into other things, and then the realm
She
completely
just steps
blows
up.
up.
She just steps up like she doesn't want to debate, and she just kind of like steps up. I was just giving you this as information. Personally, I'd rather have a council of rulers instead of one that's dictating all. As she just kind of gently just puts her stuff up.
Have you ever
She
met
looks at the group.
Bahamut?
I can't believe I don't believe I have had the pleasure, but
He's kind of a cool guy.
I'll take your word for it. As she looks at Murph.
Hashtag humble.
Murph, team, I barely well. If any of you would like to join me, if not, no big deal. As she immediately just puts her stone that she got from Dahlia on the table, slides it over. I'm just a communication away. Whether you need something or you just want to meet up, it's completely up to you. No hard feelings either way. As she just takes one large swig of her drink. Otherwise, good fortune to you all. She immediately starts walking off.
Best luck and Godspeed. Cheering her as she walks out. Fool. Not so
As-
quietly. I don't understand.
As she immediately heads out.
I love it.
As you just see Luna just pop out. Who the fuck was that?
Oh.
Somebody take
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the
Language.
fuck is
Where was
anybody?
you fucking first?
Hey, Murph.
Hey, is that
She's my
100-year-old
friend.
wine still there?
Yeah, there's
That-
like half a bottle.
I'm gonna pour myself a glass
She's
of that.
Okay.
she's
Yep, bring a glass
she's
over
our
to you. Just
friend.
pour it.
Murph.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
just
yep.
didn't know her because she came a lot. She went on her own special mission when we met up with you. She's been with us most of this time, just not this last little bit of time.
Alright.
We saved her from capture. Yeah.
Whatever you say, we won. Yeah.
I'm not little. I'm not that young.
Yeah. You sure aren't. Patting on the head.
I have shoes that are older than you.
I'm sure you do.
Ain't that just adorable? Look at how little she is, the
You
little
say
ears.
the darndest things.
With that,
Starts
The
wiggling
murder
her
face
ears.
from Mixus. I love it.
with that, due to the time, we're gonna end it there,
Oh,
and we'll continue next week.
Oh.
All right.
Woo!
Okay.
Good session, guys.
So, I'm gonna go on
the
record
world
saying that
depends.
Sarah's excited for Celine's, or not Celine, Celeste.
Serena.
Serena?
Sarah's excited for the journey. Renora just has to put in her 2 cents that nobody asked her. Like, that's dumb.
Right.
No one fucking cares. Who the hell are
Nobody
you
cares.
anyway?
Your life's mission is
Okay,
stupid.
For
Like-
all intents and purposes, you do not have to follow her. It is. I did not make it a mandatory thing for you guys to follow. You don't have
We
to.
have to
Don't want
go.
But
No, we
have
don't.
to do revenge on that one person.
yep. So
Right.
I'm sure they'll
that
let
being
us
said,
yesterday.
thank you very much for joining. Do not forget that I'll have 2 half-an-hour episodes of the World of Everin tomorrow. In case you're curious about some of the characters in campaign 1,
Heck into
we'll
it.
be going over Seraphina. So,
Don't forget, some of our members will
Look
be
into it.
at the Bristol Ren Fair this
yes,
uh,
if you're
oh,
going to
yeah.
Bristol Ren Fair this weekend, if you live in
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Illinois, head your way over to Bristol Ren Fair. We have
Ren Con
several
BB.
of our players
Regular
this
Ren
Saturday
attire,
going to be
what's
there,
up?
along with
What's
checking out Angel from the other campaign, as she'll still be part of the whole jousting tournament. So,
So come
Excited.
and say
Excited to
hi
see
if
her.
you see
We
us.
have a night, bro. We have nights.
yep.
Yes, we have a
Come.
night.
So,
Meet the
And
night.
don't forget to donate.
Yes.
do not
don't
forget to
do
do
that.
not
Fuck
forget
yeah.
to donate to the charity.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps to the Wounded Warrior Project. That being said, everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay.